Hello, and welcome back to Bedtime Stories with Vice Vice Baby, where we will continue the 5 short stories for the little ones. It was all those horrid bellows. A story told by a little girl. I heard Dick, he's my biggest brother, learning his rep the other day. I don't quite know what rep is, but he was saying some words over and over again, and some of them stuck in my head. I can't remember them now. I don't often remember things, but that is because I've got a head like a sieve. Nurse says so. What's in a name? He read out of the book. And then something about a rose smelling sweet. That part doesn't matter. If Dick had asked me, what's in a name? I could have told him quite well. But Dick didn't ask me, and I will tell you instead. I think there's a great deal in a name, at least in a nickname. There are all kinds of spiteful little prickles that hurt ever so much more than others because they stick in our feelings. I think I must have got a whole lot of what kind of thorn in me just now, for I do feel sore. Everyone had begun to call me Maddie, and I can't bear it. Did you say Maddie was rather a pretty name? Perhaps it is, if it is proper short for your name. I mean, if you were christened Matilda, but my name's Ginevra. Now, do you understand that they all call me Maddie just to tease me? And I hate it. I do. I've got as far as adjectives in grammar, so I know that the long horrid word which they put before Maddie sometimes is an adjective. I'm not going to write it down here. No, not for anyone, because it is such a nasty, unkind word. But it begins with an M. The next letter is an E. And then comes D. And there are 7 more letters, I think. And this is all because the other day it was raining very fast, and there was nothing to do. There never is anything to do on the wet day. I mean, nothing interesting. Dick plays with me sometimes, but he was reading a story, with dreadful fighting pictures to it, in the boy's own paper. So, I knew he wouldn't want to come. And Teddy had gone to sleep in the armchair. Wasn't that a stupid thing to do? Well, I was obliged to get something to do, and it wasn't my fault that Anne left the dear little drawing room bellows behind her when she came to make up the fire, was it? You can do nice, funny things with bellows. I've tried. But Dick didn't like me to bellow down his neck, and Teddy got quite cross when I sent a puff of wind to his ear and woke him up. He needn't have thrown the footstool at me, needed he? I went out to the schoolroom after that, and such a nice thought came to my head. I would be a wind fairy. I would be a naughty wind fairy first, and go and blow everything out of its place, all untidy and crooked. And then I could change and be a good wind fairy, and go and blow all things straight again. So, I went into all the rooms. It was funny. I blew the antimacassars on the floor, and the visiting cards out of the china plate. That was in the drawing room. The best fun was in the nursery, where all the clean handkerchiefs and the collars and cuffs were on the table. They went puff, puff, all over the floor, just like a big snowflakes, and I could hardly help stepping on them. Nobody will believe me when I say that I really was going to put everything tidy again. But I never got so far as being the good fairy. Everything always just goes the wrong way. First of all, the servants finished their tea sooner than they generally do, and Nurse went straight back to nursery. she might have waited, mightn't she? And wasn't it unkind of Mrs. Rose to come and call and to have to be shown into the drawing room? She's our doctor's sister, and she's so stiff and white that we call her Mrs. Primrose. That's her nickname. But it never pricks her, because she never hears it. I wonder if Nurse is right when she says, it is going against the catechism to make nicknames for grown up people. Well, I didn't know that if you blew a flame with the bellows, it would make it run about everywhere, did you? I was only trying to make this spirit lamp burn faster under the kettle. I was just beginning to be good, Wind Fairy, and the silly flame ran all over the tablecloth, and there was such a flare-up. I was frightened. The tea cozy was burned, so was the tablecloth, and had hysterics. I think that is what the nurse called them. Mrs. Primrose came running in the mother room of the drawing room, and she fainted. That was all. At least, I was sent to bed, and now they call me Maddie. Don't you think it is unkind of them? Ginevra is such a pretty name too. I didn't mean to be naughty, and I do wish Mother would make me understand all about it. But Teddy is ill, and of course, she can't leave him until he's better. I shall have to wait, I suppose. But I can't be happy again until I have a nice talk with Mother. She makes everything so understandable. What did Nurse mean when she said the other day, there's one comfort? Miss Guinevere's character is still unformed. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Bedtime Stories with Vice Vice Baby. I hope you all have a good night and sweet dreams.